paka paka waka chiki 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 waka paka waka 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 chiki 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 waka paka.
Damn! How you doing? So episode 16. This is the 5th eviction episode? I think so. So we begin with Will enjoying everyone, Shushi, enjoying everyone sort of butting heads with each other. So Will, he got confirmation from Krista about her secret alliance with Hardy and Monica. And he also asks her, what's Nicole gonna do when she finds out about this? And Krista's like, she ain't gonna find out because you're the only other one that knows. But naturally, Will goes and tells Nicole all about this and just adds some lies to it. So this is why Nicole's gonna want to take Krista out. I was wondering how this was gonna happen. So we see Nicole asking Krista if she's with Hardy. She says she ain't in cahoots with Hardy, which is some lies. I think there's some lies. They sound like lies to me. Nicole asked Hardy about Krista kind of two-timing her, and he was like, what, you don't think I was gonna actually do that, do ya? The final three of him, Krista, and Monica, which he has said he wants Nicole in place of Monica. So he's being honest with Nicole here. Will wants Hardy out so he can jump into the Krista-Monica alliance while trying to not have Nicole pissed at him for taking Hardy out, and with Bunky, he has no idea with Bunky. Nicole says to Will she wants to take Krista out first. She says to Kent she knows Monica don't have her back. These are all a bunch of different conversations that are just spliced together. Krista says to Will, them and Monica final three, and then you cut Monica. Krista says to Will, us and Monica at final three, and then you cut Monica. I'm guessing she's hinting she'll throw that final HOH. Kent says that Krista thinks she's gonna be America's sweetheart. And then he says some other things, and that she hates him because he's sort of figured her out first. And I mean, I am enjoying this episode. This might be my favorite one so far. Hardy's girlfriend Lindsay is has a segment, and she basically says he's awesome. That's pretty much it. I was gonna just kind of skim over Krista voting for Kent, but she said some funny things to me when talking about Will. She said he's had a bad start, but now she sees him as like one of her best friends. And then when talking about Kent, she says he lies a lot and she doesn't respect him. I think she said that. And she can't see herself being with someone like that in her everyday life. And decides to vote for the big liar of the two of them being Kent. We get a Will and Kent segment being everyone's thoughts on them. So we have Will says Kent's been on a roller coaster. Kent says to Will, we see him saying, man, like how their positions have sort of come full circle from how it started. We get flashbacks, which I really enjoy. Week 1, Nicole says Kent's a bit of an outsider. Bunky says Kent doesn't think he's gay and he kind of put his foot in his mouth. Nicole says Will's a lying bastard. Bunky calls him arrogant. Week 2, Kent's growing on Bunky now. Being in the house another week with Will makes Nicole want to vomit. Week number 3. Damn. Hardy says that Will's enemy number uno. Nicole says Kent's a really good guy, and Hardy says that he's enjoying his company. Krista says that she likes Kent and can see them being friends. Week number 4. Kent's annoying Nicole now. Bunky says that Will just kind of tolerates him at this point. Number 5. Krista says Kent's on her butt and thinks he doesn't like her for some reason. Nicole says Will's very on the level. It's another week, it's week 6. Hardy says Kent's actions are unacceptable. Bunky says that Will's pretty amazing. And Will says that line is clearly one of his tools. You use it very well, sir. Nicole says that Will's her one and only ally, and this is why Will is going to win. I was actually thinking at the beginning of all of this, right, for this episode, when Will's talking to everyone and spinning a bunch of yarns, whatever, that, what if they take this and him being like, so Kent was right? Thinking, well, isn't it possible that if they didn't come to that, wouldn't they just vote you out? I was thinking that as a possibility, but of course I already knew that it won't happen, and it won't happen. Julie talks to house guests. Kent says he's ready to go. He wants to be where decency is strived for, and Will gets the house to break into song. Cole says that her and Will are like the same person, except she has compassion and morals. Which, please, like a person can't have morals. And that she hated him for the first 10 days. While she likes Kent, Top isn't what he thought it was. And she votes to evict him. Julie talks to Hardy. Hardy says that nominations were difficult because he and Kent had what was a friendship earlier on, and things have come to pass while Kent was HOH, that their minds have differed now and the paths are taking different as well. When asked about why he was pushing for, say, Kent over Will, Hardy said that he wasn't necessarily pushing for Kent to go, that he has done things and said things to put people off, and basically that Kent screwed Kent. And also that he trusts Nicole. House guests get HOH practice. Bunky said if he doesn't win, he's out. Nicole says to Will, they need to put up Bunky and Monica. This is why I said earlier, you just see a bunch of clips. So at this point, don't exactly know what Nicole exactly wants. If you're just watching, if you're just looking at the in time, if you're just going episode by episode. She also said in the DR, she's been throwing some HOH that she could have won, which I feel like calling BS on a bit. But it's because how much can you really take a person's word, right? When they're saying, oh, I was throwing those competitions, as opposed to just saying, I lost. I think this could also potentially be the factor of the jury sees everything, so they see DRs. So it could be beneficial to say, I was actually throwing these competitions, guys, instead of saying, I was actually just losing all of them, because then the jury might possibly go, oh, strategies! Oh, your wonderful strategies. Instead of just saying you suck. Kent gets evicted by a vote of 4-0. So Bunky voted for him as well. Billy says he thought he'd be first out. He's surprised to have made it that far. Thinks that maybe it was because he was a bit of a father figure. Maybe that's why. She asked him about Hardy. Apparently Hardy got a banner calling him a two-faced snake in the grass, and that he can't disagree with that. His relationship with Bunky is platonic. He said he's a super guy, so he really likes him. He also thinks he's a real person. No, his friendship with Bunky hasn't changed his views about gay people, and he calls the other people there freaks. Oh, Kent, they might be freaks now, just wait 10 years. They'll just be alternative. The goodbye messages. So Bunky says that he's a good friend and thanks him for the respect he's given him. Cole says he's been like a father. Monica thinks he's cool. She thought that they would be able to have Chilltown out, but he sort of doubted her, or she got doubts about him. Krista says that he turned on her and she doesn't respect him. Nicole's sorry it worked out this way. She's also quite upset. She seems to be crying in quite a few of these, actually. I noticed it with the autumn one and this one. Maybe these are the only two where she was crying during the goodbyes. Kent said he's just not used to these type of people, call them weirdos. He learned that people will compromise a lot for money. So integrity, morals, and that it's not worth $500,000 for him to not have the respect of his daughters when they look at him. He also thinks that, he mentioned he thinks Hardy will win, and of course, he really wants to see Bunky win, of the lot that remains. At an HOH competition, house guests have to try and slide a key along, like, they just have to, as close as they can, to the HOH zone. The closest to it wins HOH, obviously. And the new head of household is Nicole. So the craziest thing of all of this is Will is now in the best position. I think he's played his position about as well as he could have. From being just enemy number one, just being able to turn it around day by day. It's probably sort of what you kind of have to do when you're in the position of you're the all alone of the hated minority group. Just kind of have to do what you can to get everyone to start turning on each other. Because when the majority does that, it's like opening Pandora's box. Like once you open it, you can't close it. So now that these people have opened it, they've taken Kent out, it's just going to keep going. This might have been Will's best episode. He got Krista opened up to him about her secret alliance. He's got Nicole thinking of him as her one ally, which I'm not sure is entirely true, but still. I'm sure she views Hardy as very close as well. So I think I said the last episode that at this point it could have been close between Will and Nicole, but we've seen that Krista doesn't like being two-timed, because she just had said Kent turned on her, so she doesn't appreciate that, but then again, who does? So at this point, Krista will have Krista's vote because of what Nicole's doing here. I can't really say what the hell Sherry cares about, but I'll add Krista's vote towards Will now. So that would be 3 against, well, 4 with, because it would be Shannon, Boogie, Krista, and Kent against Hardy and I think Autumn. At this point, I even though I'm pretty sure Bunky does vote for Nicole, at this point I wouldn't have necessarily known how to predict it. I would have kind of thought he'd go with Kent. But I do kind of feel like for Monica, that keeping Kent probably would have been better for her, because she would have had Kent and Bunky with her. Obviously, you would have needed one more vote, and that would have had to have been Nicole. Let's say they do take what Kent was saying and they agree with him. Hardy's gone this week. Will would be gone. Hardy would be gone. And then you'd have a final, 5 of Kent, Bunky, Nicole, Monica, and Krista. Hardy won an HOH. I don't actually know what the HOH is, so it could have been all up in the air. Kent, I think, is the clear GOAT in that, where everyone would beat him, so that's who Nicole would have to try and get to the end with. I think Monica and Krista would be tight. you'd have Bunky and Kent together, I think Nicole would have found herself as the swing vote there. Basically in that situation, because she wouldn't be HOH, she can pretty much just go with whoever wins HOH and say, okay, that's the way I will go. So I think she would have been in a nice position, while also having someone easier to beat in Kent as opposed to Will. Obviously for Monica, if Nicole's not on board with this, then it doesn't matter, this isn't going to happen. But obviously if she is, what about Monica's chances at this point? I said Krista and Monica would be together. That's also not necessarily true. We know that Kent would still be after Krista at Final 5. Based on what Krista's been like, I think she would go after Kent, which wouldn't be good for Nicole, so I don't think that would happen. I'm just thinking for Monica here. Is there anyone who would have taken her to Final 2? I think Krista, so it's okay, well you can get to the Final 2 there. If you go, say, Final 3 with her and she won the HOH, perhaps she would actually take you to Final 2, but she wouldn't win, because Krista would have all of Chilltown, that's free. She would have Hardy. Obviously Kent would vote for Monica. Oh! It don't need 6, you just need 5. Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, you just need 5. So she'd already have... Okay. So she'd have Chilltown plus whoever I said, Hardy, and would just need 1 more. Exactly, sure, but I'm thinking Krista probably beats her. I already have 4 votes counted for her. But anyway, but I can see at least Monica making it to Final 2 there. I wonder, just in a hypothetical situation, who would have won out of Bunky and Monica? I say Chilltown for Monica, Kent obviously for Bunky, Hardy votes for Monica, Christopher, yeah, so Monica wins against Bunky. In terms of looking at the 6 remaining and trying to figure out who's the biggest threat in terms of a jury vote, it has to be between Krista and Hardy, I think. So Krista has Chilltown, Hardy's got Nicole. Oh god, who does Kent vote for? Monica, I'm gonna guess, votes for Krista. I'm kind of thinking Bunky does as well. So I'm gonna actually say Krista's the biggest threat right now. And if that's the reasoning why Nicole takes her out, I think it makes sense. So I'll leave that here for now. I actually think this might have been my favorite episode. And of course, I'm looking forward to the rest. So with that, it's episode 16. We've got 14 to go. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.